Hey guys, Chief Canna here. This is my trade mock draft. I traded my 58 for 76 and 106, which the Texans had come back and wanted to trade, and I got 116 and a whole bunch of other picks from them. That Mills kid was sitting there. I think that's what they wanted to grab. I'm not really sure who they grabbed, but they pretty much gave me all their low picks for him. You can see all the trades that I did with the arrows. But at 63, Carla Basham Jr. was there. I was so pumped. I love this kid. I really, really, really hope that we can grab him. I just couldn't pass him up. I had another good trade offer there, but like I said, I love this kid, and I would be ecstatic if we can grab him at 63 on draft day. Then I also traded down. Spencer Brown was sitting there at 76. He's the most athletic tackle in this class. I think he just needs refined a little bit and could really help his game, and it gives us tackle depth, which I don't want to ever run into again like we did last year and watch Mahomes get it hit as much as he did. That was just a nightmare for me. Honestly, couldn't even finish watching it once I seen the refs weren't really going to let us win anyway, and I didn't want to see him get hit anymore, so I didn't even watch the second half of that. So 116, another pick that I traded for. Kenny Yabo was there. This kid, he just transferred. He is an athletic freak, in my opinion, for the position. He's not the fastest in the world, but just as far as, at the catch point, his catch radius, that kind of stuff. And he can come right in and start day one as our tight end too. And at 144, which is one of our original picks, I didn't really like anybody sitting there, so I figured I would just hit on the linebacker, Garrett Wallow. I feel like he could come in and take Neiman's job. Like he could play that nickel linebacker. I think he's a little better in coverage than Neiman and actually plays the run a lot better than Neiman. So I do feel like instead of bringing Neiman back next year, this kid could just take his spot, and I do feel like he's better. 147. Something else I traded for Devon Deblow. Great safety. I feel like he's just a deep safety. He has no business being in the box. We have guys for that anyway, so I feel like he can play deep, and he will definitely be able to beat out Armani Watts for that job. I like the kid. He's not as fast as I would like a safety to be, but he has all the other things you would want in a safety. And at 147, you can't really expect too much from, those guys year one. And then at 158, another pick I got from the Texans. I got Josh Palmer from Tennessee. He didn't have the greatest numbers, but if you watch his tape, he's just electric. Explodes for the ball. He's just a great wide receiver. I think he's so low is because he didn't have the greatest quarterback, or he would have better tape and the better numbers. But I think he's going to be a steal for somebody in this draft, and hopefully the Chiefs get it right and take him. And then 175 is one of our original picks. I grabbed Derek Barnes. He's a little undersized, but I really love this kid. He plays the run well. He's decent in coverage. I just feel like with a little bit of coaching that he could, really come in and help us on our base sets. Then at 181, another one of our original picks, Jarrett Patterson. Actually, the video I just put up before, I've talked about this kid. He's a tackle breaker, and he can hit the A gaps and get the job done in the short yardage, and that's really what we need in our running back room. And definitely could come in right away and help us. And then after that, got Coyote Owasika, another Buffalo kid. This dude is a bulldozer. If you go watch his tape, he is a hell of a run blocker. You know, to me, the heck with the tight end too. Bring this kid in as extra lineman and just let him do what he does because he just runs people over in the run game. Then I come back. I've said it before. I love Josh or Matter BB. Not really sure why he falls to the 6th and 7th rounds, but uh, great upside. Could really come in and help our wide receiver room. 207, Jacoby Stevens was still sitting there from LSU. This guy never really put it all together, but he has all the traits you'd want from a safety. And then maybe with, our coaches and staff, we could get him, to that point where he could be the safety that we need, a deep safety that we need. And then at 233, I just came back and hit cornerback with Rashard Wildgoose, another guy, tons of upside, just really needs to get that coaching. And like I said, in the 7th round, I mean, you're not expecting too much from these guys, not to come in and start right away, but just a guy, on the practice squad to try to mold him into what you want him to be. I never really hit the cornerback in this. None of them really fell to me. I'm sure we can pick up some in the UDFAs and even Wild Goose. If they like him well enough, he could play in the nickel. I do think he could be a nickel cornerback. He has the speed and everything else. I just that really didn't get any of the corners that I like, so I wasn't gonna waste the pick on him. I figured I would just hit other stuff, and hopefully, we can bring a guy back and just keep our cornerbacks kind of the same from last year. But all right, guys, that's my bunch of trade mocks. Really, really impressed with this. Other than the cornerback room, my first, 3 picks. I really, really love those 3 guys. I would be so ecstatic if we could grab them. The rest, other than Josh Palmer, and I mean, I like a lot of them too. The Josh Palmer pick, the Derek Barnes, Patterson, Osiko, Matter BB, all those picks too. I feel like all those guys could definitely help us down the line as well. But let me know what you think. Appreciate you guys watching. Peace.